Hey there, it's Mike. And in this video, I'd like to walk you through how the 12-month Key Person of Influence Accelerator works, as well as some of the frequently asked questions that we get. This program has been developed around the key insight and principle that as humans, performance tends to be a reflection of the environment. So if you want to get better at martial arts, you go to a dojo. If you want to build a billion-dollar tech startup company, you go to Silicon Valley. There are 5 key elements that all high-performing environments have in common. And it's these 5 elements that form the backbone of the KPI Accelerator. It consists of giving you access to the latest best practice and strategy, a like-minded community of peers and mentors, a culture of accountability and high standards, access to the tools and resources you need, and of course, there's a common goal, and our common goal for our community is using our businesses as a force for good. And with that in mind, I'd like to walk you through our proven process as it's evolved a lot over the last 10 years of running the program. First, there's an online portal. We've deconstructed the key business assets that you're going to need to stand out as a go-to brand. Want to test your micro niche or create a landing page or create a new product? The portal gives you and your team access to all the templates, checklists, and comprehensive video guides that you're going to need to accelerate your speed of production across all the 5 Ps, from pitching, publishing, products, profiles, and partnerships. But at some point, you're obviously going to need some one-to-one personalized feedback. And that's where our weekly blockbuster webinars come in. So if you want to pick apart a keynote talk you're about to give, or maybe you're stuck clarifying your pitch, or perhaps you just like to brainstorm a book title or your book pitch, or sharpen up an award submission. Myself, Daniel Priestley, Glenn Carlson, who are the co-founders of Dent, and other KPI mentors make ourselves available every week. Blockbusters are essentially an online meeting, kind of like a webinar. They run for 90 minutes so that you can get that one-to-one feedback each week if you need it. They're designed to help you sharpen your focus while also helping you avoid a lot of the unnecessary trial and error. All you have to do is log into the portal, upload materials that you need that you'd like us to review, tune in, and then have a conversation with us until you get the breakthrough you need. So then there's the accountability groups. The KPI program is a high-performance production environment. And as it turns out, success, well, she loves a deadline. You know it yourself when you've got a deadline. It might only get done the last minute, but at least it gets done. So the program sets up a fortnightly rhythm of small, no-fail production goals. You're placed in an accountability group with about 4 to 6 people, and you meet every couple of weeks for about 60 minutes via Zoom, and it's a structured meeting that confirms whether you've hit that no-fail goal or not. If you've nailed it, awesome. If you haven't, well then there's a somewhat uncomfortable process that asks you to justify your performance to the group. Now it's all done in good fun, but we're pretty serious as well about getting shit done. So the accountability meetings are inspired by an F1 pit stop mentality. It's fast, it's productive, and helps you make your next lap even faster. Then there's our flagship masterclasses with our high net worth entrepreneurial mentor faculty. The workshops are held online and live here in Brisbane when we can. If you click on the link below, there's a whole bunch of dates. And if you're not from within the Southeast Queensland region, talk to one of my team about the flight subsidy initiative that we have. So Matthew is our pitching mentor. He sold his last company for 50 million. His new business, Complexica, was recently named the most innovative company in Australia. Valerie and Lucy are our publishing mentors. Lucy's helped over 400 business owners become authors, and Valerie was named one of Australia's top content marketers. Tim DWYER and Glenn Carlson host the product masterclasses. Tim has assisted more than $1 billion in additional revenue and valuation for his clients. Nicole Hathaway is our profile mentor. She's a world-leading branding and profile expert. Harvey is a fast growth entrepreneur, TEDx speaker, philanthropist, and the master of partnerships. The mentors don't do theory. They assume you've been around the block and you're looking to get right into it with workshopping and hot seating, or just sharing the latest and best practice in each of those categories. So when all these layers come together, you end up with a high performance environment specifically designed to produce leaders that stand out so you can scale up and make your real dent in the universe. So the next 2 obvious questions that often come up is how much does it cost and how much time does it take? So the investment is $17,500, which includes GST, and it's our expectation that you should be able to realize a 10 times return on that within 12 months. If you're not sure if that would be possible, I'd recommend discussing that with one of my team. The Action Takers discount reduces the price even further to $15,500, and if cash flow is tight, we've got some great finance options available for you as well. So with money and a strong probability of an ROI is obviously something we'd want to discuss with you when we have our chat. In terms of time, we expect you're busy, right? Most of our clients are. It comes with the territory of running a business. If, however, you're chronically time poor, consider that the issue potentially isn't a lack of time. The real issue is that your current approach is too time intensive. So the program requires you to prioritize half an hour to an hour a day and a day a month. And that time includes attending workshops, the accountability meetings, and the blockbuster webinars, when you need them, of course, and generally getting shit done through the portal. Time is money, right? So if you want more of it, we've got to make it happen. So if time is the big issue, it's likely you're spending way too much time on the low value activities. So make sure you bring that up with one of my team, as our community have become expert time hackers. We have a lot of expertise in helping business owners delegate and outsource the low value stuff that's destroying their time, so we've got more time to focus on the stuff that really matters. Remember, the entrepreneur's bet is that you can make more playing to your strengths than it costs to delegate your weaknesses. So now for a bunch of rapid fire FAQs. First one is, how big's a group? Well, the hidden question here is, will I get enough personal attention, or am I going to get lost in the crowd? And the answer, of course, is you wouldn't. That wouldn't serve either of our goals. We've designed the program to help you get results, which is why we keep each of our intakes around 40 to 50 businesses. Now, remember, it's not a one-off seminar. You're working with us over a 12-month period. And because we run weekly blockbuster sessions, there's more than enough time for that personalized feedback. The group masterclasses, on the other hand, are designed to leverage the group dynamic. And sometimes you need other people to help you realize the mountain of value that you're standing on. And what if I'm not clear on my core values? Well, one of the main goals of the program is to help you clarify and repackage that value. If you had total clarity already, well, you probably wouldn't need a program like ours. So long as you've got a track record of delivering value to clients or experience inside an industry, that's all you need from our perspective. What if I want to move faster? Look, in our experience, it takes about 12 months to do this right, to build the assets required to engineer a remarkable transformation in your business. If we could cram it into a week, sure, but that's not really going to serve you. It's the production and testing and refining of your ideas and assets that takes the time. We'd rather slow the process down just a little and do it right. So I'd recommend trusting the process. 12-month goes really fast. With all that being said, you have access to the online portal. So if you're at pitch stage and you have a product to develop or a partnership you're looking to secure, then you can obviously jump ahead to those modules. Just make sure you stay on track with the current modules too. What if I'm in a highly regulated industry? Well, that's about half our clients, from accounting, finance, healthcare, building. Even highly regulated industries have an inner circle of influencers. We've just got to figure out what the boundaries are and work with what you've got. Mike, can I work with you personally? Yeah, sure. If you prefer a premium solution, it's possible. I only work with a small handful of personal clients a year. It tends to be only appropriate if your revenues are exceeding about 2 million. If that's you and you're serious about that, just ask one of my team and I'll let you know and we can set up a chat. What if I can't make one of the dates? It's pretty standard. And the short answer is you just pick it up next round or you watch the recording of the day. The portal covers everything you need, so it's not like you're going to be missing anything vital. You'll just be building it out in a different order. But definitely mention that to one of my team and we'll make sure we can fine-tune the strategy for you. What if I'm not based in Brisbane? Well, we've had clients fly in from Peru, believe it or not, right? So I don't think you're that far away. Just talk to one of my team about the flight subsidy program if you're outside Southeast Queensland. Will events be online or in person? Well, with all the corona craziness, we were forced to move everything online. We'll always have some form of in-person meeting, but attending online will always be an option for people too. Just speak to one of my team for the latest details. What if my business is too small? Well, we're not really concerned about the size of your business. We're more concerned about packaging up your underutilized value. For this process to be effective, you just need to have time selling and delivering whatever it is that you do. From there though, size is much less relevant. On the flip side, what if my business is too large? Often our clients are generating somewhere between 1 and 10 million revenue, sometimes even higher. If that's you, you're probably finding yourself stuck in more of a CEO or manager role rather than a key person of influence. And perhaps you want to use your business as a platform to develop what comes next. So it's not about size, it's more about whether the program is going to be right for your goals. And for that, we need to have a conversation with you to help you determine that. What if now's not a good time? Look, every situation is different and there's never really an ideal time for this type of thing. It requires effort and we work with experienced business leaders who always have a lot going on. We have to make time for these vital activities, otherwise we get consumed in the lower value stuff. However, perhaps you're going to South America for 6 months, and in which case, it's likely that now's not the right time. But make no mistake about this process, it'll require you to produce your best work. It's an adventure as much as it is a challenge, and there's just no shortage of excuses people can use to kick the can down the road. We love working with people who feel they're called to play a bigger game, and they're willing to stretch. It just feels like it's the right time, right energy, right place, game on. It's that type of energy. Whether it's the right time for you or not, of course, is up to you. People have been stalking us for years, and when they finally decide to work together, guess what? They'd wish they'd done it years ago. How much to bring a business partner or a colleague? Well, it's just an extra 50%. However, the portal does a great job of aligning teams and business partners. So you might decide it's overkill and you only need to put just one of you through the program for now. Again, talk to one of my team and we can help you work out a plan. What if you have a larger team and want to bring them along with you? This is typically for businesses that are doing north of about 5 million, we find. It's important that you bring each team member on the journey with you, particularly your leadership team. Each business is different in terms of how it's best rolled out and depend on how many people you have involved at different leadership levels. We often recommend a staged rollout, starting with the founder and having regular meetings with the team so you can bring them along with you on the journey. You can leverage some of the assets like the portal and the videos and things like that we have too. Again, talk to my team for more details. Do you offer a guarantee? Short answer is no. We've been producing influencers for almost a decade now, and to be blunt, you're the X factor. The question you really want to ask is, what are you willing to do to guarantee an extraordinary result? This process works if you just follow it. What should I do between now and meeting one of my team? Great question. First thing is, fill out the fact form. That's in the email where you access this video. That'll give us a really good snapshot of your business and where you are right now prior to the session. A great question a mentor once challenged me with was, what would you do if you weren't afraid? This prompted me at the time to pack up my bags here in Australia and move to the UK, where I lived for 12 years to build what is now Dent. My bigger game now is all about building challenger companies who want to be using their businesses as a force for good. So ahead of the meeting, I'd encourage you also to think about, what's your bigger game? What would you be prepared to do if you weren't afraid? What's a game you'd be willing to play regardless of the stakes, win or lose? And between now and then, all you've got to do is keep being brave, keep having fun, and keep on going making your dent in the universe.